Welcome. We've made it. Happy 2021. I know this is my first intro with you guys. You guys ran the show last time, and I want to welcome our QST family every Wednesday to Play Out Loud DJ discussion, the guys panel. Do you guys remember? What was it? All That? Was it All That? Who had the girls' room? Do you remember that?
Yeah, Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Welcome to the girls' room. I'm Amber.
But for boys.
Right.
Oh,
right.
This is how we're starting. This is how we're starting.
I was so hyped. I was so hyped when we watched that video. The music was pumping in my headphones. I was so lit.
Brad, take me out. Take me home.
And then Dylan comes in with All That.
Take me home.
Hey, listen, we got American Dream on the brain up here, man. We're trying to lock down that account. We got to tie with Nickelodeon.
Dylan, did you invest
he's all
in
things
GameStop?
Nickelodeon, man.
Dylan invested in GameStop and he's happy. He's excited today.
Yo, I need your hype, man. We have a lot to go over today. A great show planned. We got the country, the world's best talent in front of the screen here. Jordan Marshall, Jeffrey Scott Gould, DJ Nate Nelson, and my name's Dylan Weismen. Welcome to Play Out Loud at Home. You see that chat feature right over there? You see it? It might be underneath, depending on what screen you have. It might be over to the side. Type in, let us know that you're here. Let us know that you're with us. Let us know where you're from.
Check in.
As we get this thing rolling. A very special time because this is the first time we are all back together in 2021. So let's go around the horn. Jordan Marshall, how you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling great, man. Another Wednesday in the trenches. What's up, guys? Jordan Marshall, straight from New Jersey, running and operating a company called Xplosive Entertainment with my partner Dylan, as you guys know. And we've been doing our best, keeping our head above water, starting to see clients starting to call us a little bit more and starting to get out of the nervousness of planning their events. So we're excited about that. We've been doing some gigs, both virtual and in front of human beings. So that's been nice. So it's been good, man.
Keeping your head above snow right now, right? Not
above
water.
Man,
snow.
no, definitely above snow, dude. We got bombarded over the past couple of days, heavy. So, and it was funny. It's like our first, I guess, real snowfall of the new year, so to speak.
It's snowing
inside. That's how bad it is in Jersey. But you think I got it, Dylan? I'm gonna throw it back to you because you got. I don't even. The snow in Dylan's neck of the woods is
so. I run the Philadelphia office of Xplosive, and we are. I think I have 16 inches outside, and the reason why I know this is because I tried to go into my house today. We're in the middle of a renovation, and I couldn't even get my car up there to get into my home studio. So I'm in my parents' house in their office, throwing it down for you guys because I love you, and I'm glad that JR's checking in from Cali. Jamie Perez is saying, "Hey," and let's throw it down. I mean, is Jeff north or south of you, Jordan? I mean, you guys are like right around the corner from each other.
We're, I guess, technically.
I think I'm east.
Yeah, so Jeff's in Long Beach. Like 20 minutes.
Let's throw it east to JSG. What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, everybody? JSG, another Jersey boy. I work with Jason Janite of the SCE Event Group. Pumped to be here and kick off 2021 the right way. What up, Jason Cohen? What up?
What up?
Yo, he's an alien.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Like that.
Little buzzsaws on his turn.
That's Jay in a nutshell. That's Jason in a nutshell.
That's the man for you.
And if we take it all the way down south to the Wild West.
Guys, the Wild West.
DJ Nate Nelson, what's good, baby?
What's up? I just want to shout out Crank and Chris. What's up, my man? How's it going? What up, Brandon Blaine? Guys, what's up? I'm Nate Nelson, Dallas, Texas, LeForce Entertainment, Kings of Prom. Just hanging out here, ready for another DJ discussion. And we're going to be talking a lot of good stuff today. So buckle up, enjoy the ride. Where are we headed, Dylan?
All right, we're heading first to blow some gas in the way of someone who doesn't need any sort of gas, but I got the pleasure of doing my first event of 2021 with Jordan Marshall, and this guy looks like he's 20, and he has 400 years of MC experience and hasn't lost a step. Jordan, that crowd rocked, and you absolutely crushed it. MC coordination extraordinaire. And I think everyone needs to hear how amazing that wedding was for being our first one up in Jersey after a really, really long drought of no events.
True that. Very, very true. And it was a great event, man. A lot of stuff went into it. You know, first and foremost, I think we had a great venue and great clients to work with. Big shout out to the Hamilton Manor out in our area. That is one of the spots in Hamilton, New Jersey that has done a really great job of, kind of warding off COVID. They have such a great property where they do have outdoor amenities to, where their guests can do an outdoor wedding if they wanted to, obviously respecting social distancing guidelines indoors. But they have so much property and a lot of different feels go on within their space to where they're able to kind of just, roll with the punches. So big ups to Andre and that crew out there. Amazing spot. Really, do a great job of coordination and just, handling their clients. So they tee us up for a big win. So it was a lot of fun. And, Dylan, you hit the nail on the head, man. Like, it's been a minute since we've been out, like, doing a wedding in front of people since probably like the end of the summer or the fall when it was a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is our first, like, indoor event that we were rocking, as of late. And it was great, man. I feel like people were ready to just get up, have a great time and party, and just forget about everything that was going on. So it was awesome, man. I appreciate it. It was great working with you too. And for those of you guys who are sleeping on Dylan as a DJ, you shouldn't, because he did a great job himself. He doesn't really talk about it in his own time. So I'm going to gas him up a little bit. You played great music and it was a pleasure working with you, man. So, you heard it here first. Team Dylan and Jordan. I'll go to war with you, bro, any day of the week. Let's do it.
So speaking of the Hamilton Manor and how a venue can just change the game for your lockdown places, Jeff, you had your first event at the same venue that we were at. And I want you to speak a little bit on not only how great your experience was, but also talk about what the venue did that maybe our viewers can start plugging in the ears of their venues so that they can start being ready to open this thing back up.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty interesting. So Jordan, Jamie texted me. She's like, "Oh my God, that was our first place too." It turned out that weekend, actually, I was just assisting. I had Christian, who works with us, Jason, obviously owns the company. They were back-to-back Friday, Saturday. I worked both dates, so I was there twice. And the Friday event, I actually was able to create a vlog, a behind-the-scenes vlog that I've been doing for all these COVID weddings. So it's interesting just even talking about that. How do you shoot, like, weddings when, showing a wedding without showing the wedding? You know what I'm talking about, right? So, there's where people let loose a little bit and, you're not trying to make anyone look bad and, people let loose, but they're still doing everything they can to keep everything safe. So,
Yep.
I still amazes me that I've probably done 17 or 18 weddings where I've done that behind the scenes vlog, stuff like that. So I was able to do it there at Christian. And I walked through the whole property. I talk about, so one of the things they had there, I don't remember if Hamilton did it or the clients, they had those wristbands, like, green for I'm cool, yellow, I can say hello, and red, like, whoa, let's just keep our distance, but I still love you.
Right.
Those things. So they had that there. Speaking about the property, like the way they use the property is great. The ceremony is in like, I mean, it's like a barn or whatever they call it, like rustic looking, where they keep the doors open, and it's chilly out, but they had heaters in there. So it was like doing both. It was like whatever the guidelines are for Jersey, what you have to keep windows open and, so there was a great cross ventilation there, but like people weren't freezing, right? I think that was a great thing. Downstairs in this venue, they have I call it a speakeasy, but it's a huge basement.
It's called the cellar. They call it the cellar.
Cellar, right? Yeah. So they did, and normally they would have like stations upon stations upon stations, but they did that whole. We're gonna make like little mini individual servings, and we're gonna like have the staff pass it around. No one touching anything, So they did a great thing, and I happened to see like even two dudes, like their entire job was just like wipe and run. Like anytime someone leaned on the bar, they just came out of nowhere. Move on. So, I mean, stuff we notice because like we're working there, and I think it's good for the guest experience because like, I think you have great service when you don't see the service happening. You know what I mean? When you can just like go to Hamilton Manor and feel like, yo, this was a effing great wedding. And like, if they're doing their service the right way, you're not thinking about like, ooh, did someone touch that? Ooh, this is disgusting. Right. There's enough stuff up there to make people feel comfortable. And that's what they did. So I was able to put together that vlog about that, which is kind of great, showing a lot of highlights, like walk through what it is, showing some stuff that happened with the wedding to get the personality in, So they did a great job. And they are one of the venues that, like Jordan says, that they really took the time to figure out. I don't know, maybe they saw your COVID rules on your homepage, your guidelines. I don't really know, but like they're doing it, which is great. It makes me feel better too.
So that's a great point. Before we throw it over to Nate, I think that the big thing that I heard the owner of that venue that we're talking about, Hamilton Manor, say basically was COVID really didn't affect us. We were ready to showcase a great socially distant event from the jump. So we didn't really have a pandemic. And it was in ways like having extra sanitation teams, having set designs that allowed for social distancing. And I think that that's something that we need to plug in the ears of the vendors that we love and appreciate by saying, look, are we ready to show our clients a safe event by having a basically like a hazmat team come and wipe things down and every time someone touches it? And we need to know that stuff, and our clients need to know that stuff. So I think my big takeaway from our weddings here in the East Coast, before we throw it over to Nate, is that we are visibly acting on making sure that our guests know that they can be safe. They see it. They smell it, they feel it, they know they're going to be safe, and that's a big deal. Nate, you guys have a little different of a view. I mean, weddings there are a little different. Why don't you describe a couple of events that you've come across in the last month or so since the new year?
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of, we've talked about the roller coaster ride of being up and down, and the pandemic hit us almost a year ago. What's crazy is if you guys think like in 2 weeks it'll be a year ago. We were all in Vegas at that last show,
Crazy.
and it's been a year. But we opened back up in June, July, August, September, October. The parties were rocking. They were raging. It was like there wasn't a pandemic. And then our numbers started to spike and rise again in Dallas. And I was still doing weddings. I think I did 12 events in December, and I noticed that those parties were not the same parties that we were having in July and September and October because of the fear factor that it's back and it's really spreading wildly and it's spreading differently. And it was kind of, it kind of is like, whoa, first of all, you're like, whoa, like, damn, like for me, I got a brand new setup. So I sold my CDJs and I'm rocking the Rain 12s now. And I was like, maybe I'm not on my game and these people don't want to dance the last 2 weddings that I did. But it's not like everybody on my team we've talked to, their weddings are not as crazy as raging anymore. They're still trying to have 150 person events, and people are very skittish, and it's almost like it's not the same culture and the same feeling that we were seeing 6 months ago now, because our cases are crazy. We're still open. We still, our governor says our businesses are still going to happen. We're still allowing these things to happen, but people are being more cautious just for the fact that it's to the point now where most people have met someone, know someone that has been, very affected from this pandemic, not just like we were in July where, my best friend's cousin's brother's aunt's uncle got COVID and that's the only person that they can actually know. It is very closer to home now, and I feel like it is transpiring over into these parties and these weddings, and I'm noticing a big difference of just what's going on. And it really is humbling sometimes, because I'm so used to having these crazy ragers, and it's just like now I just get to be that curator again and create a vibe with having a dance floor over here and a dance floor over here. I did a state championship football, and football's huge in Texas, and so
really,
really huge. And we have 6 divisions, like Class A, Class 1AA, Class 2A, Class 2AA, all the way to 6A, as far as our divisions go, and that's based off the amount of people in high schools. So the 6A state championship was played at AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys play. The hotel right next to it we do a lot of work with. They called me and said, hey, the team from Austin is here. They'll probably win the state championship. They're undefeated. They're that good. We want to have a reception for them after the game. So I'm thinking, okay, if they lose, how am I going to do this party? But if they win, and that was the most exciting, because they just came from they're playing football. It was their cheerleaders, their band, their parents, all the people there were 600 people in this ballroom.
They were turned up.
This was like 2 weeks ago. And so for me, that was the most people I'd been around. It was crazy, but there was 3 dance floors. The venue put in 3 dance floors. They were kind of like a diamond shaped, one here, one here, one here. And then they had tables all throughout them. And they were like encouraging me on the mic to say, hey, make sure if we don't want to pack this one dance floor, let's spread it out and keep it, even though these kids are all going to school together, they're all playing on the football team, they're riding in buses and airplanes and whatever. These people have been very close knit. It's kind of like the bubble you would see in the NBA or something like that. They've been very close to it. So there's a bunch of different dynamics. It's crazy to see it evolve, and I'm really looking forward to the vaccine getting out and us being fully back in. And I hope you guys that are watching can see that I feel like we're close. I feel like we're on the downhill slide. We're on the way back. Most people that I know are opening up in areas where have been locked down the entire time. California and New Mexico are still places that are shut the hell down. But I see an end to this tunnel, and so that's inspiring for us. So we all should be working hard to get ramped back up and rocking and rolling.
I love that, Nate.
Great segue. Marmaduke, Sam Luba, Kevin Garrity, Rob, thanks for checking in. We're glad that you're here. Type in the chat. Let us know how you guys are spending your quarantine times, knowing full well that we would be rocking events every single day, every hour of the day. Let us know what you guys are up to, because it's a great segue into what we're doing now, which is, guys, almost a year ago, we were, for lack of a better word, we were at the top of our game, but we were also complacent. And I know you guys well enough to be able to say on blast, look, we were doing something really well. I mean, we were curating bar and bat mitzvahs left and right. Jeff, Nate, you guys were, doing grand weddings, and we were complacent. And then our world was shook. Everyone's world was shook. And we had to reinvent ourselves one enhancement at a time almost. So I want to spend a little bit of time of our coming of age story that COVID has brought us. I know for me, I mean, as a business admin, we spent a lot of time going over our policy and procedure and training. I mean, we redeveloped everything. For Nate, Nate and Jeff, you guys learned new skills of streaming and online content. And I know that Kevin and Sam and Demand, you guys are all on Twitch and crushing it as well. You had to reinvent yourself. So I want to hear the coming of age story of COVID for you. Where were you? What were you doing? And where are you now? And the nuts and bolts between. Let's start with Nate. We'll go around the horn.
All right. You sure you want to start with me? I talk a lot.
Let's start with Jordan. Let's go around the horn.
To the other, you're on a panel with guys that talk a lot, man.
Jesus.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, really. We're all guilty.
Any which way, man.
Screenshot my face like this while you're talking.
No, I'll kick it off, man. I mean, I think that this entire, session, this entire year has been absolutely insane. Everybody knows it. Like for me as a performer and as somebody that, kind of gravitates towards energy and, literal feels like, like I feel your energy. I feel, if you're having a great day, if you're, down in the dumps for some reason, like I can feel that. Like it's just something that I've kind of grown up doing.
Superpower.
Yeah, man. And I attribute it to like a lot of like cool stuff that I do as an entertainer. So, having that, ripped out from underneath me at the drop of a hat sucked. And it literally, threw my whole world into a spin. Like, how am I going to get out there and do what I do? So, obviously having you guys to bounce off of and having you guys, and an outlet that we keep, to learn new traits and new tricks. I mean, last week I went from not being able to do any of this, 6-7 months ago, like to entertain or how am I going to do this, to being on camera for 8 hours. Rob Ferre called me last week to do a virtual stream on his behalf last week on Wednesday, and literally went from like geek to chic, bro, like from not doing it at all to, on camera, Jamie running OBS, bringing in all different, backgrounds and, logos and doing it properly, like having a really dope virtual stream that looked, boss, that looked really, really good, and putting out streams next to you guys, Jeff and Nate, you want to make sure that your product is up to par, because knowing what it can look like and what you're capable of, like I was kind of learning as I went. But last week was kind of like the culmination of, everything that I know, with our virtual studio that we just built here at the office and really putting some time into it and just seeing that, knowing that if this never happened a year ago, I would never be even messing with this. I'd still be, out trying to book, big mitzvahs and trying to travel to do, the biggest, dopest jobs that I could find and keep the company rolling and, make sure all of our MCs are working and eating, you know what I mean? Which is great. But I never would have had the opportunity to kind of like level up myself as a talent and learn some new tricks. So, the virtual game is definitely on point for me now, which is awesome.
Look, we have to, I think the whole point of this is to realize that even the mighty can fall, and it's where you fall. If you're falling forward, I mean, for any of your, anyone who's played football and your coach would say, if you're going to go down forward. I think that's what a lot of the people who are having success right now are doing. And I want to, I really want to praise those who have done it well. And I want to inspire for a moment someone like, is that Stephanie, who is in the UK, who hasn't gigged in almost a year now.
Right.
Like, listen, you got to keep your head up And you got to figure out a way to get your product and your service out there. If it means online, if it means getting comfortable and being in front of a camera, you got to make do with that. And I mean, for someone like me and Jordan, who spend all day on a microphone with people, that transition on camera was a big one. So I identify well with that. Jeff, give me your coming of age story when it comes to COVID. Where were you and where are you now? And take us through the little growing pains that you had.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, like we all, like since, the three of us are from Jersey, we got hit at the same time, Jersey. So we're like, as far as the three of us, we're kind of going through, what the state said we had to do for, all this time. I mean, for me, I think I learned what I don't need, which was huge. Like and it was a necessity, obviously, to get rid of stuff to pay the bills, sell stuff that I didn't need, but literally realizing, like, why do I have all this crap I don't need, I don't use? And then knowing that, like, hey, if I get rid of this stuff, like you're a lucky dude. You've been in this long enough. You built relationships that if you need something, you guys are down the road. Total Entertainment is up the highway. Like I have resources, so I learned to be really lean with everything, like super lean. Like I could pack up my life in a van, as opposed to it would take a 26-foot box truck. You know what I mean? Right. Like shit I just didn't need. And it actually made me, I think, better in producing content. Like I didn't have all this other stuff to worry about. Just like getting rid of all the crap and gear and other stuff in my life made my DJ eyes like more narrow. Like I was able to do stuff quicker and figure stuff out. And then the second thing is like relationships. Like I think the fact that I built so many solid relationships, I was able to lean on them. And another reason I survived. And I mean, right now, to me, January and February is the same as 2020. I don't think anything's like gotten like really crazy different. It feels like it's, 2020, the remix right now a little bit, but using those relationships to like find these events and like, whatever it was. I mean, literally, like I leaned on every relationship that I ever built and never asked. Like anything I ever gave for, like 2020 was the ask year for me, so like that was like those two things alone, I think were just like huge, like huge for me. Like, and I guess the third thing, just from a DJ standpoint is I had time to like go in there and like really clean up Serato. I mean, I'm literally probably like a third of the way it should be, because I mean, I have a massive library I've been building for like, I don't know, 30 something years, but like, it's a lot of stuff, but just that alone too, like that third thing, like being able to like spend some time in my library, which is like my baby, like my everything, like was awesome.
I really like that, Jeff. I mean, I'm looking here and hey, Keith, welcome, bro. Welcome to the show. I love the comments. Big Earn, I'm glad you're here, dude. You guys are our support system, and that's what we're talking about here. It's the support system that you didn't ask for, that you've always wanted and you always need. And I think that the DJ community, and most importantly the QSC community, has provided us with that outlet. What I really want to highlight here before we move on to Nate is the fact that, Jeff, what I think is so great about your story here is that you didn't wait for the right gear or the right time. You kind of made your own deliverance and your own drive towards something. Something that I struggle with pretty often is I always make an excuse like, oh, I don't have the right gear, or I don't have the right setup, or I don't have the right this or the right that. And the fact of the matter is that with my computer right here, I'm sitting in my parents' office. Like you can get a product out there, and there's a very famous entrepreneurial phrase that says, don't worry, be crappy. Because once you get out there and you test and modify your product, no one's going to fault you for upgrading, because you'll always be able to show where you've been and where you're going. So I want to inspire someone like our friends overseas in the UK. Like, there's no right time to get started except for now. Right now, we need to get started. So don't wait for that right time.
Yeah, and Dylan, just with that, before you go on, like, you know, Gary Vaynerchuk, he always said, like, just for what you said, made me think of this line. It's when I first discovered this dude way back. He always said speed over excellence. He's like, just get it out there and do it. He's like, if you deliver the message, even though it's like the video might not be polished, whatever, if the message is right, the message is going to deliver. It doesn't matter like what you're doing right now, like you're on with us. Like you wouldn't be on, like, you know what I mean? You could have been like, oh, I don't have the right camera, my mic doesn't sound as good as whatever, but you're here and you're doing it and you're delivering like dope shit, you know what I mean? Right. So like, I always remember that speed over excellence. That's like, it's like one of those things that like, I mean, that guy's a beast. Anything he says is like crazy.
Well, you want to hear something funny? One of Gary Vee's mentors is Guy Kawasaki, and Guy Kawasaki was the one who said, "Don't worry, be crappy."
Oh, no kidding! Look at that.
All right, there you go.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Daryl, welcome in from Detroit. Jordan, fast. I want Nate to talk.
Yeah, no, seriously, you guys are we're hitting gold right now, boys. So it's cool. But what I was saying before too, the other best part about all of us, people on this panel and the people that are, watching this channel too, is that we didn't have to resort to anything else. Not that it's bad, but you hear about, a ton of the DJ industry going and getting their real estate licenses and, doing these other jobs that, to make ends meet. I love that the four of us are some of the few in the crowd. We haven't had to do that. And it's been tough. It's definitely been a struggle, putting it together, but
yeah, I'm eating cat food, man. Like we got to get out there.
But Dill, we found it. Like we've been finding the work. We've been hunting for the work. We're looking for the work. Even if it's not happening here, it's happening somewhere else. So get out there and find it. It's out there.
Nate, give me your growing pain story of COVID, because no one has made more of a splash in my perspective than you. And you should be extraordinarily proud. And I think that you have not only, earmarked yourself as a leader, but the leader in the DJ Twitch community. So I want to let you know how
he's like,
no way at all.
You don't think so?
No.
I think I will respectfully disagree with you in terms of you went from nothing to something and you did it right, and you're getting better every day. And I think that's what's more important than doing it right from the beginning.
So a lot of that, I can touch on the Twitch side real quick. A lot of it is relationships, and just like Jeff said, like yesterday we were all on Kevin's new project he's doing on Tuesdays. It's called the Cool Kids Club, or the Cool Kids Table. And it's like, did you get to sit at the Cool Kids Table in school? Like we all got to sit at the Cool Kids Table yesterday. I was invited to that. Like for me, like there's so many people within this. Like I watch Twitch. Twitch has become part of my daily life. When I'm working, there's music on. There's always someone that you can go listen to. And when we say get out there and just do it, like you could just have one camera set up, no overlays, nothing, just audio coming in and a microphone and you playing music. And it doesn't matter if you're streaming to one person or 5,000, like you're doing something and you can feel good about that. And you're not going to just, I think the biggest problem with people trying to go out there and do this stuff, like as far as, like Twitch goes, is they get frustrated. They'll do it for 2 months, 3 months, and they only have 10 people ever. The max they ever get to watch is 10 people. Well, no one's just going to overnight just go and be on Twitch for a month or 2 months and have all the followers and all the people watching and doing it. And I think it's got to be more than that. It's got to be something that's fulfilling to you. For me, it's fulfilling. It's an outlet. I've streamed 7 out of the last 10 days. I streamed every morning when I was on my vacation in Vail just because I could, and because I thought it was something different and unique. I've streamed with my kids. I've streamed with my guys on my team. I want them to get involved in this. I want them to practice when they can. Like I just mentioned, I got a brand new setup. So what's the best way to learn something is to play on it and do it and be it and get it out there. And so I don't care if I'm sucking at mixing and just interacting with my crowd at the time. I'm learning to muscle memorize this new piece of this new instrument that I have. Like you have to. It's going to take hours and hours and hours of repetition to learn it and to be as good as I was on CDJs. So right now, Dylan, I'm in a mindset that I'm not as good as I was 3 months ago because I was comfortable. I was complacent. We're talking about a year ago. We were all hitting our peaks and getting in different strides. In 2019, I spoke at every major DJ conference in the United States. Like that was something huge for me. That was something that I could say that I did. And then, it's like, okay, how do you continue to keep leveling up and keep going towards that path of where you want to be and what greatness you want? And for me, I just looked at it as I got to stop thinking about it as what does this do for me? For me, I was very I want it to be about me and Nate and all these things. Now I want it to be fulfilling to me. I just want to be happy. I don't want to worry about things. And I want to touch on what Jeff said, the clutter, I've cleaned out my garage. I've cleaned out my office. I've cleaned out my closet. I've cleaned out things of just stuff that I stored, just crap. And if you have those things all around you, they're distractions. They're something that you may sit here and want to do this project where you walk into that room and something distracts you because it's something that you've had forever, whatever it is. Get rid of the stuff that you're not using. It's useless to you. If you haven't touched it or picked it up in 6 months, throw it away. Kevin, you've got that MXC 8000, whatever that thing is. You don't even have the power supply. walk your happy ass outside and put it in the trash can and say peace. Like, that's all you gotta do. Like, you're asking what to do with it, just throw it away. Like, get it out of your life. Don't think about it anymore, because if you keep it there and it's clutter, it's going to distract you in the future when you want to do something that is productive and that is fulfilling to you. So being in this studio and being in my home studio and just really trying to do things that make me happy now has really changed my mindset on a lot of things recently. And the clutter is huge on that, because I don't have daily distractions. I can really focus in on what I want to do and get that done. And Matt Radicelli, I don't know if he's in the Gary Vee and all these this chain of people, like you talk about. Nick Saban is in the coaching tree, and all these guys have the same things. But like Matt Radicelli said at one time, like done is better than perfect, which is almost in the same senses of what you guys said. If it done is better than perfect, you finish it, you accomplished it. It may not be the most perfect thing you've ever done, but it's finished. So.
Yeah, I'm with
walking
it.
outside and throwing it in the trash, right? Do it.
And tag us.
Put it on Instagram. Tag me. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah. We'll all post it and cheer you on. No, that's great stuff, guys. And I think that one of the things that we slip up on here, which drives our complacency, but really that'll get us out of it, is to remember what makes us valuable. Okay. There's the idea of value proposition and what makes you valuable. And it's not the facts and figures, and it's not the gear you have. That's not what makes you valuable. What makes you valuable is how you solve a problem or fill a void for your customer segment or your fans or your Twitch viewers or the QSC community. What void are you filling for them, and how are you providing a solution for them and their life? And maybe this panel, the value proposition of this panel is it's funny. Jordan's got great hair. Jeff's, Mighty Mouse. Nate's awesome. Like, what's the void that we're filling here? Think about what your value proposition is, right? Think about what your value proposition.
Jordan's hair. Jordan has had a hat on the last 9 different streams.
True that.
And his hair is super long. He was on the phone with me the other day, and I was like, Jordan, how long is your hair?
I'm in the in between, bro. And how long did I pull it down to?
What? So what has COVID done for you? My hair goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of actually saw your hair at the brunch when I went and saw you that last hair. I was like, holy shit, he's not wearing a hat.
Nope, it's long. Yeah, it's long. You know what? It's either tame it or don't tame it, and it's easier to put the hat on.
Yes.
If we get 10 more, like if we get 10 comments right now that says Jordan, take your hat off, like he'll have to get the rest of the show without his hat.
And then just mentioned me in his story, guys.
You ain't scaring me.
Me too.
Who did?
Yeah, he threw it in the trash. Let's go.
Nice, it's gone.
Yes.
Peer pressure at its virtual finest.
I think I was saying something fun, but I don't remember what I was saying. I was saying some sort of something. Let's move on.
Re-listen.
I was trying real hard. I had a great turn of phrase about value proposition or something like that. But what makes you valuable, and get it out to the world so they can see it. And if you don't do it, then you're not valuable. I've said it before on this. The education you have and the knowledge you have is only as powerful as you sharing it with others. So, get out there and get active on it. So where's that bring us now, guys? And I think where that brings us now is, what are we doing now that we can continue to flex our, post-COVID muscles? I know a lot of us, it's not muscles, it's 10 extra pounds or something like that. But what can we do now to be ready for life again, right? What can we do now? And I think there's a lot of things we can do. For me, I was extraordinarily transparent with my clients. You guys had mentioned our FAQ sheet on our website. I wanted to make sure that our clients knew that we weren't going anywhere and that we had a plan. So let your clients know your plan. What are you doing, Jeff, that is keeping you ready to roll for when life opens up again?
I mean, honestly, I had the game plan when we got shut down to not let myself get not ready or not ever be ready. So I continued to constantly, I was able to work every weekend, whether, it was off the books or whatever it was, to keep fresh. I told myself I was definitely going to figure out a way to put out content the entire year. I wasn't going to disappear. So I did a lot of stuff. And then obviously everyone had those, okay, I got all this time. Let me just do the side stuff I never got to be able to do. But I think for me, I kept my plan in place. So I was ready, I am ready now. So moving into when we get open and in full blast, which is, for me, is April. I got a few this month. I got a few next month. April, we're hard and like we're going in. I mean, I've been ready. So like for me, I just didn't let myself go because I felt like if I did, it would be harder. You know, like anyone knows Marcello Pedalino, he says it's easier to keep working out than to start working out. You know, like when you first start working out, you're sore for like 2 weeks and you want to stop. You're like, F this, I don't want to work out. It hurts. You know, as opposed to like, you know, okay, I'm just going to work out a half hour, even if it's not an hour every day. As long as you keep going, you're never going to be a sore. You know, so it's this, and I think that translates to anything else you do. As long as you keep going, keep doing stuff, you won't be as sore when you get there. Oh, you
No
kissing
pain,
me?
no gain.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of what I did. I just kept myself ready.
I'm glad that you've kept yourself ready because you're just it's not gonna have that weird like getting started phase again. Nate, what have you been doing to keep yourself in front and ready for the challenges that come ahead with opening back up?
I mean, we're open, so it's not a challenge of opening back up. I think that we've been running on the mentality, you know, in a rebuilding stage. Like, you know, think of it as a professional sports team. You may have a down year. Well, 2020 was all of our down year. It was our year we're going to try to get the first pick in the draft. Like for us, we're trying to rebuild the team. We're trying to rebuild the company that we wanted, not the company that we have. And so mistakes that we've made along the way, because life comes at you fast. You may not be able to know how to tackle those things when you do have all the distractions and things just comes at you fast. And in 2019, things were coming at us very fast. I think this is the road has slowed down, which gives you a chance to have a clear-eye view, to focus in on the things that are important when making decisions for your business. And so we've kind of been in that mindset of why we are slower. What are our biggest weaknesses, and we need to focus on our weaknesses so that we can be stronger. So, you know, it goes back to the quote of when you grow as a business, you want to grow strong, you don't want to grow fat, because fat slows you down. Stronger, faster, let's go. Like, I don't know if that made sense.
I'm with it, man.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. No, I mean, we could all envy the Texas model here where they've been able to really, you know, keep rolling even if it's slower. But let's make sure that we remember that, you know, with the opportunity of time, you can build the company that you've always wanted. You know, I know for Xplosive, Jordan and I, we sit every day about like, you know, what can we slow down for ourselves and then pick back up. I mean, did we need all of this? Did we need this type of personnel? Do we want this type of mentality? And we've revitalized almost our entire policy and procedure. You know, we've made everything automated in one way or another, and it's paying off dividends. Jord, one of the things that I'm always impressed with by you is the fact that you don't take an off day when it comes to DJing in terms of like keeping yourself fresh. You have like 10 music subscriptions and you're always on it. Like, why don't you spend a little bit of time talking about, even though you're not DJing, what can you do to keep yourself ready to DJ?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a great point, Dill. So like, just something as simple as like your music. So if you are out there DJing and, you know, playing stats, whether it be Twitch or whether it be a virtual stream, whether you're doing stuff live, you know, like subscribing to these record pools that, you know, have, you know, exclusive mixes to their site, places where you can get, you know, certain genres and remixes of different tracks, is going to be huge. So like, you know, obviously, you know, for me, being an avid, you know, goer of direct music service, DMS is a huge one. For myself, I also subscribe to, you know, other outlets like Club Killers, Headliner Music Pool, Digital Music Pool. So like all of these services that obviously, you know, for a monthly, you know, price point, you can obviously update your library. Now, this isn't the only way to go about things there. You know, I have people that kind of, you know, certain friends of mine that also dig through for different tracks or looking on SoundCloud. They're looking on Mixcloud. They're downloading, you know, if you sift through SoundCloud as a free platform, you can really get out there and do your thing, you know, which is cool. So, you know, SoundCloud's another one where you can find a lot of sleepers, as we like to call them, great tracks, you know. So music is just something, if you're not up to date on that and you know, you're only maybe doing the promo onlys or, you know, maybe one or two sites, you know, kind of see what else is going on out there, you know, ask other people what they're subscribing to and where they're going. So something as simple as music, just being on top of that, that'll really help you out.
I'm distracted by the comments. I haven't touched that saxophone in probably 20 years.
So let's talk about this theme of just do it. You'll get better. Just do it live. I think at the end of the show, you gotta play us out, bro. You gotta play us
Yes.
I don't even know if I don't even think that mouthpiece like has a read on it.
We'll make sure we stop at 3:56. You have enough time to like get it.
So one of the things that I think is really, really powerful is, when to prepare for public speaking, you want to speak in front of someone and then have their feedback. Like you constantly want that to happen. I think the same thing goes with DJing music, where if you can use like your platform, like, maybe recording a mix and sending it to your friends, or going on Twitch, or going on a live of some sort, or getting in front of a virtual space and practicing with that music that you just found and curated over the last, week or a month, I think that gives you a really good idea of what you're going to be able to use back on the dance floor. And I think that's huge. You want to test drive that stuff. I think that's really, really important. We as a quad, the four of us, we're really into recording our mixes in the early part of 2020. And I think that made us better DJs, because we sent each other mixes for like 4 or 5 weeks in a row. We were just sending each other mixes. And I think that the idea of recording yourself is a great way to continue to practice. And it also keeps you on the top of your game. Like, get your hands on the gear again. So if you're not doing gigs, give yourself a different gig. Hey, I'm going to mix for an hour. I'm going to mix this type of music. I'm going to mix this type of music. I mean,
They call it Twitch. Twitch.
Yes.
I did an hour. I think I did
live.
I think I did a 90-minute mix of all country music, and we ended up booking a country-themed wedding because we posted it on our Mixcloud. So, like, stupid stuff that you do it for yourself, and then it ends up being great for others.
And I was going to say, too, Dill, another thing, too, is to reach out to other outlets. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many, virtual outlets and streaming outlets that are looking for musical content. I just got put onto Hits 101, a radio station, a virtual radio station. So like people are looking to populate their platform with stuff. So if you're out there mixing, like reach out to, Fit Radio, shoot them an email, see how do I get on your channel, or, these radio stations that are doing stuff, shout out to DJ Rachel, she just got brought onto Hits 100 too, put her stuff out. She's been putting a lot of her mixes to different platforms, and people are taking her as a part of their team. So, now
and a lot of the record pools, Jordan, right? Yeah. Like I know Headliner started too. Like they're taking submissions for like to put for them to load up mixes.
Right.
Like you've done a guest spot for DMS. Like Club Killers has it, Headliner has it. Like so, even they're like taking that and put it up there too. Like you never know what door that opens up.
They're hungry for content right now because everybody is smashed in front of their computer screens now, more than ever. So they're looking for outlets. So, it's out there.
So think about it. There's not a whole lot of content out there for a lot of states that are still in some sort of lockdown of some form. There's not a lot of content out there. So they're looking for someone to curate the content for them. And if you can be that content curator, you're already ahead of the game. Gabriel goes.
Here's something else too, Dylan. Like you got to look. I've noticed that people's, like, the pandemic has also ruined a lot of people. Like they become.
I'll never be the same. I'm ruined.
Well, no, I think that a lot of people have changed. Some people have changed for the good. Some people have changed for the bad. Some people are transitioning from they got really lazy. They got complacent in doing things. They didn't wake up. They sleep all day. They stay up all night. Like there's. You have to look at this as a time now too to like self-analyze. Like, look, like, is this where you wanted to be? Like, don't stress about the things that are out of your control. You have control of you. So go be you, be the best of you, and don't worry about like all the other things. Like you need to really look at yourself right now, because I think that we may have a problem in a year to come when the world is wide open and maybe there's no going back to normal, but whatever the new normal is, like, we may have problems with people getting, I want to say addicted to unemployment and filing for unemployment, like all these different things. Like there's a problem like that could be going on. And I want people to like really express themselves and try to find themselves and try to find the best, because if you are still sitting at home every single day and not being able to get out and not being able to go to work and interact with human people, like you need some other source of like communication with people. Like, and so if you're not on Twitch, watching Twitch, go do it. Twitch is a community. Kevin said it earlier in the chat, like Twitch is like, I'm going to Twitch. You know why? Like I have communications and relationships with people that have just stumbled upon my Twitch channel, and they're there every single time that I'm on now, because I talk to them. Like, you know, I can see the chat. We're talking to Jamie. We're talking to Kevin. We're talking to Joey. We're talking to Bob Hickman. Like, the people that are in the channel, you're communicating with them. That's your line of communication. You're expressing yourself, and you can be you. So go do that and create a relationship and other people out there. Like, I just think we all need to take like some self-reflection, because if you're not in the best mental mind shape, you're not going to be in the mind shape to just completely go back to work when it's time.
Well, here's where my job is to take these complex ideas and boil it down to a phrase.
He's like, what did you just get me into?
So let's people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. Simon Sinek said that, you know, a dozen years ago. People don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. Nate, you go online because you want to have a good time, even if it's for nobody. You'll find a way to have your own good time. You're your own fun. And what I hear here is that what's the worst world scenario where everyone's sad? Well, that gives you an opportunity. If everyone's sad and everyone, you know, the world opens up and everyone's sad, and you have just a little ounce of that charisma left to spread, go do it. Damn it, go spread it. Make your charisma, your energy, your poise, your polish, your energy, make that your, contagious for others. Make that contagious. Make that the next pandemic.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
And like, no, like
make your charisma the next pandemic.
I think that's true, Dylan. Like, if people make your charisma the next pandemic, that's gonna be a catchphrase. Put it on a T-shirt. Jordan, put it on the app. Let's go. Let's sell it.
That's it. Let's sell it.
Like, literally, like, yeah, be charismatic. Go do it.
Kevin, if you're watching, man, let's get your T-shirt people on it. I want to make a whole line of them where it says, make your blank the next pandemic. And it'll be like, make your energy, make your charisma, make your love, make your passion the next pandemic. And we're going to sell it, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to get QSC to back us up. Make it happen. Make it happen. Let's do it.
For every person who buys it, you'll get one dad joke from Garrity. One free dad joke.
Yeah.
We'll throw it in.
That's charisma. That's energy. That's happiness. Like, people
Straight
go
up
for those things. Be you. Be unique.
Well, we've made. Oh gosh.
Dude, you know what? Honestly, the culmination of all this deal, you know what I love is that now we're in a position right now at this very minute where there's options for everything. There's virtual options. There's live event options. There's options to be on a microphone. There's options to, help, get across a new mission statement for a company. Like, there's so many different job opportunities that kind of inadvertently go through entertainment, so to speak, and find an entertaining way to do it. I love that 6 months ago, I think that we have more opportunity now to actually find jobs. There's definitely more ways to approach the entertainment field than there ever has been. So I just love that we have options for everything. Be like, oh, we have, not only do we have FAQs, yeah, those are right on our website. You can read those, but we have virtual options, in-person options, socially distanced options. If you're partying in Texas, we could take it there, and it's the Wild West out there. So I love that there's
Wild West.
There's a solution for everything now, which is amazing. And, and we do it well, which is great.
Jeff.
Yo.
What do you think?
About what?
Oh God.
We started on this one topic, and we're like 7 to the left right now.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Jordan. I think when we first got into it, like the options were like a little kind of weird to figure out how you do it or whatever. But I think there's been enough time that everyone's figured out their lane of what they could offer. Like the roundabout based on, like you said, how it sort of connects to entertainment. So I think now, hopefully now, like if you've spent enough time through last year figuring out what your other things you can add to your list of, like, what I can do, what you can put in your, into your, like your what's that all-in-one knife, into your Swiss Army knife,
your Swiss Army,
of tricks.
arsenal.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. What you put in your
What's
arsenal.
on your OnlyFans?
Okay. And then there's that. That's a great segue, I think, in some
Nate, play the music.
No, you're Dylan. You have to play the saxophone.
I'm not going to play the saxophone.
Well, you could play the guitar if you want. You can go electric. You can go acoustic.
I will not play the guitar. There's a bass back there too.
It's a very QSC
okay.
influenced background.
Yes.
Live
Product play. Well done.
All right,
Product
what you got?
placement, yep.
Does anybody got anything coming up? Jordan, Dylan, what do you want to plug?
Jordan, we get to do it again. We get to run it back.
Run it back.
I know.
We had
we
a
do this
wedding.
weekend.
Yeah, we have a wedding. Jordan and I get to do the I get to DJ. He gets to MC. He's what is it? I'm the DJ. He's the rapper. Something like that.
Honestly, I love that. Saturday we'll have. So Friday night, I picked up a gig at the new Philly Live Casino that just opened up as one of the DJ talents down there in Philadelphia. So Friday night, I'm going to the casino. Saturday, I got a wedding with Dylan. Sunday, I'm DJing Super Bowl up in Texas, Arizona. And Monday, I got a virtual. So bang, that's 4 days in a row, 4 paying jobs that are out there in the world. Consistent. So I'm pumped.
Yeah, I'm pumped to get back out there as well. And we're also in the process right now, Nate, of pitching probably one of the biggest accounts we've ever had. The new American Dream Mall. We're pitching a whole bunch of enhancements and entertainment for them on Thursday. So our brains have been banged up for that for a while now. So we're excited about it. Jeff, we got cooking.
I can't wait for that thing to finally open.
Yeah,
and everyone doesn't know it. That's the mall that's connected over by MetLife Stadium, right? That used to be like, if you ever drove up the Jersey Turnpike, it was like 9 colors of ugly, and they sprayed it all white. And now they're trying to open it up. It was going to be called Xanadu, right?
Yep.
But
now they actually have, and they have everything from like a ski slope in there to a water park.
Wow.
Which before I close it out, like how I don't know if that's like let's tailgate before a football game, have a drink or 9, and then go indoor skiing before we go to the game.
Right.
Super safe,
right.
Great idea. I can't imagine what their insurance premiums must be, but sign me up, I'll be first. I'm going in. What do I have coming up? I have another virtual thing coming up, and then I actually have 2 weddings this weekend. Amazing. And then Sunday, I'm just going to be an alcoholic on the couch watching the game.
Yes,
that's it.
You're more than welcome to call up to Hoboken if you want, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I know, but that Uber ride home is expensive. You know what I mean?
It is.
And like a dollar's like 100 right now, so it's one of those things.
I'm not allowed to Uber from there anymore. Jamie either drops off or picks up. Can't do that anymore. That one hits the bank account too hard.
Oh well, Jamie, let's talk. Jamie, can we talk, Jamie? I mean, I'm just saying. I don't take up.
Jamie,
I love to drive.
Can you come be Jeff's personal driver?
Yes,
I love to drive trunk. It's fine. I could just go right in the back there. Give me a little cubby. Good.
We're off the rails. Nate, what do you got going on?
I got a raid train tonight on Twitch that I've put together. I got some of my guys that are all streaming from their own Twitch accounts for the first time, so that was a goal. They've all been playing with me on Wednesdays with our shenanigans and crazy that we do on Wednesday nights, and so Jay Miller is going to be streaming tonight, Peter Creta and Matt Murtha, my team, and then I got Sam Payne and Mike Villa and DJ Skillset is on the raid train tonight. So we're going to be rocking that. And then, I'm doing the Audio One benefit raid train. It's 54 DJs, 3 days straight for Super Weekend. I'm doing that Saturday at 1 p.m. for an hour. So you can catch me 1 p.m. Central if you want to. Come drop some money in Audio One's Venmo, PayPal, love. Support him.
Alex. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So
awesome.
That's where I'll be. And
well, guys,
been chilling like Jeff on the couch. Sunday, fun day, Super Bowl Sunday.
It's going to be a good weekend, and it was great to get back in the saddle with you guys. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. It was a great chat on the side here that we were watching. So thank you to everyone checking in. Be sure to check out all QSC. We have a great lineup of shows coming up. Between live musicians, vocalists, and then obviously our counterparts with the female DJ discussion next Wednesday. We'll be back in 2 weeks. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other. Don't do anything we wouldn't do. Wash your hands. And we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
And we'll see you real soon. Have a great one.